Hi, how are ya? It's Traviseen here, and welcome back to our adventures in Azeroth. Last episode, we did some fishing in Terakar Forest. And today, we're going to head over to the Isle of Quel'Danas, and we're going to continue our fishing journey. But it looks like we are not a high enough level. So I guess we're going to go fish somewhere else. That's too bad. Alright, guys. But that's the goal for today. We're going to try to get our fishing to 375. Currently at 362. I thought it would have been cool to go to the Isle of Quel'Danas, but I guess you gotta be 70 to do that. It's too bad. You would think they would lower it, you know? Hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good myself. Went to the dentist for the first time in say 4 years. When the pandemic hit, I stopped going to the dentist because, you know, everybody was saying self-isolate, you know, stay away. So I just did that, and then they started calling again like a year later, and I was just like I'm not going. And then it became a habit, and then now I'm like, okay, I gotta break this habit. So we went to the dentist, and we only got 3 cavities. Not too bad. And they said, supposedly I might be grinding my teeth while I sleep. I wonder if we can fish here. We can. That's kind of cool. So I don't know. Maybe I might need to get like a mouth guard. Which will be kind of interesting. I don't know if anybody else deals with that. And they say it's good to do, like, to sleep with a mouth guard if you supposedly grind while you sleep. Grind your teeth. Because, you know, your teeth just slowly, you know, go down, and ends up being, like, you know, more expensive problems like root canals, stuff like that. But I'm happy I went back. I was kind of worried about my teeth. I was starting to get worried. I was like, man, I hope I don't have like a bunch of cavities. But I only have a couple, and I think they're just fixing up old cavities. So I did all right taking care of my teeth, so that was good. And I also heard that Starfield is going to release on September 6th. That's Bethesda's new sci-fi title. Supposedly it's going to be pretty damn awesome. Fallout, awesome games. Elder Scrolls games, awesome. So if Starfield's good chance I'll be playing it on the channel. I've been playing a lot of different games other than WoW recently. I've enjoyed it. I really liked Hogwarts Legacy. It's been fun. And Dead Space. Dead Space I really liked. They did such a great job with that remake. I like sci-fi games. I was a big fan of Mass Effect as well. I played like the whole series like multiple times. Just to see like different interactions between characters, because they had that in Mass Effect. And it would carry on from like 1, 2, and 3. So if your character did something in Mass Effect 1, in Mass Effect 2, it would affect that game, which is awesome. I love that. I don't know why we chose this spot to fish. It's kind of an interesting spot. It's got like a bunch of vicious terramoths and a moonwell there. Maybe we'll go back and see that fisherman again after this bauble runs out. But I hope they do a good job with Starfield. That game was supposed to be out in like November of 2022, so should have been out like 5-6 months ago. I think 5 months ago. And yeah, it's coming out in September. This is a good year for gaming, man. Like a really good year. There's like so many games. Like people are gonna go broke buying games. I'm gonna go broke buying games. I gotta plan it out. You know, you can't get them all. I'm probably not gonna get Resident Evil, which kind of sucks. So that game looks good. The remake. I've been watching some clips of that. But the Diablo 4, I will be playing Diablo 4. And that's coming out with kind of like a beta, an open beta, in a week or so. So we'll check that out on the channel. Not sure what I'll level. I gotta level a character to level 20, and you get like this, I think, cosmetic reward for it. But yeah, we're getting close. 11 more levels and 2.5 bars. And then we'll be starting our journey in Northrend. Not too sure what route I want to take. Well, we're 100% going to the Howling Fjord. I just enjoy that zone more. And then I don't know if we'll do Grizzly Hills. I've done Grizzly Hills a couple times already. Just want to check it out here. Wait for this fish. Dragonblight would be cool. That's a fun zone. Orient Tundra's pretty good though. Like they are comparable. I just like the vibe of Howling Fjord. It's more chill. And I like the music. Shalzar Basin, fun zone. And yeah, we'll try to do Ice Crown. A little bit more Ice Crown this time. And maybe we'll BG a little more. I didn't do many BGs in the Flag Carrier run. Kind of skipped out on a couple of weekend events. So maybe we'll check it out a little bit this time. Like every weekend. Do a little bit of PvP. See how it goes. Most likely gonna get wrecked, but as long as we have fun, that's all that matters. The AVs were fun, even though we lost the majority of them. I did have fun doing those AVs. Once these things will tell you, they will attack. Get him! Get him! And I wonder when the Riot MMO's coming out, the League of Legends MMO. A lot of hype around that. It's hard to make a good MMO. There's so much stuff you need. You need like a bunch of content for endgame. The game has to be fun. Like the combat has to be good. It has to have a good story. Like it has to pretty much have everything. PvP needs to be interesting as well. It's the end game content that usually gets a lot of new MMOs. What I notice with MMOs is when they come out, they always fail at the beginning. And then after a couple of years, like 3 to 5 years, people come back to it and they're like, oh, this game's pretty good. Look at all the content it has. Fixed up all the issues. I think that's what's going to happen with New World. I think New World's already kind of getting there. I'm not too sure where we'll quest next. We could go back to Shadowmoon Valley. I forgot we had those quest chains still. With Ornok Tornhart and his sons. Alright, so this was a cool spot. Maybe we'll get rid of this guy for a bit. Can't fish? Oh, there we go. It's kind of a cool pick here. Alright, so there's the end of that bauble. So we'll head over here. We'll head back to the lake where all those eels were. Let's see what that fisherman's been up to. I think it's around here. Yeah, it's just up here. Or we could head over to Zangarmarsh. Zangarmarsh is a pretty awesome spot. It's a shame we couldn't go to the Isle of Quel'Danas, though. Thought we were going to be able to do that. Good questing over there. Actually, not a bad spot to go when you hit level 70. I think some people, like, we've seen some people going through there where I started the episode. And, I think they were going there just to quest, because it's not a bad spot. If you're just, you know, trying to get a couple levels from like level 70 to 72, like, it's probably pretty good. We won't do that, though. I want to get out to Northrend. Yeah, I gotta get the bauble going. Our final bauble, guys. We're gonna have to purchase some more when we get out to Northrend. We're gonna try to upgrade our professions as quick as we can, especially our fishing and mining, and also first aid. Try to get those up ASAP. Engineering can wait a little bit until we level up our mining. I think that's usually the best time to start getting our engineering going. And then we'll dump a bunch of our gold into the final, I think, 125 levels. I wonder if we'll get to 375 after this bauble's done. I think I sold the fishing rod we got from the quest for capturing those eels. It's like 5 gold. I didn't think there was like any reason to keep it. Nat's Pagel's rod's a lot better. We're getting weeds. And there they are, right down there. Shimmer scale eels. Who's this guy? Druid. 65 Torrent Druid. Just hanging out. Flying around. Just got his flight form. That's pretty awesome. I wonder if you just purchased that now in Wrath of the Lich King. Or do you have to earn it in by doing the quest chain? I had to do a quest chain to get it on Flag Carrier. You have to summon the Raven Lord in one of the Auchendoon dungeons. I forget which one. I think it might have been Sethic Halls, maybe? Not too sure. Fun little quest chain, though. Chance to get a mount, too. One awesome thing about playing WoW or being a gamer that plays, old school games, you never really need to get like an upgraded computer. It's one thing I like about it. I've seen a lot of memes recently. People saying like they buy like a $3,000 or $4,000 computer just to play like a 15-year-old game. It happens. I wonder if Diablo 4 is going to require, a decent amount of like a 1070 video card, 32 gigabytes of RAM. That seems to be like the new standard. If you just want to play a game, like Hogwarts Legacy is kind of crazy, like what it requires. Like really, if you want like a nice playthrough of it, you want like a 3070 with 32 gigs of RAM, which is kind of crazy. But I guess that's the new standard, for new games. Because my comp, it can't handle it can't do max specs. It can handle it. I just turned it down to like medium. Some stuff's on Ultra. That's the cool thing about the GeForce menu. You can optimize the game to your card, and it helps it out. It tries to get the most out of your card. I got a 1070. I've had it for a while now, and I haven't changed my case. This is like I built my first computer like way, like, I don't know, back in like 2009, 2010, or maybe 2008. Who knows? It's like late 2000s. And I've kept the same case ever since. And like all I do is just, when I get a new computer, I just don't get a new case, I just get a new motherboard, graphics card, RAM, processor, fans, all that stuff. But I don't know if like putting building your own comp is worth anymore. Because there's so much. Like back in the day, there wasn't all these companies that are like, we'll build you a computer. Now there's so many pre-builts. Like I don't even know if it's worth even building like just building your own computer anymore, unless you like enjoy it. I assume the price has gone down for putting them together by quite a bit. But who knows? Could be wrong. You can always compare. But I think if I ever got a new computer, or if like my computer just went down today, I'd 100% get a 3070. I think it's in a nice price range right now. I wonder what's going to happen with the 40 series cards. Will they ever come down to a reasonable price? Because Nvidia's been saying that cards are just going to keep going up in price from now on. For some reason. I don't know. I don't know why. But they said something's changing. I don't know. Sounds kind of like a greed tactic to me, but who knows? I assume as they, like, you know, put out more and more cards like they do every year, the cards go down in value. People start buying used ones. And that was something I've been thinking about too, is like maybe used cards are worth buying now because of all that crypto crap that happened. Bitcoin tanked, and then all these people that were into like mining Ethereum. Ethereum is also, you can't even mine it anymore. So a lot of those people started selling their cards on, you know, eBay and stuff like that. It's probably a pretty good time to get a used card. I just don't know if I could trust buying one. Well, that's where the real deals are, man. You get a used card. You build yourself like a new computer. You can get a pretty good computer at a solid price, I think. But the way I always look at it, the longer you wait, usually the better. And I got lucky when I got my 1070, because after I got my 1070, it's not always the case, like waiting's good. Because after I got my 1070, that's when all this crypto mining crap came. And then price of video cards just skyrocketed. Because all these people were just buying cards, like 9 cards for a mining rig. And the price of cards just went up by a lot. But now I think that it's going to start going down a bit. Crypto hasn't been doing so well. Alright, so this bauble's gonna wear off. Do I go and buy another bauble? Try to find like a fishing person in chat? Or do we just head to Zangermarsh and get the last few levels? It's too bad we weren't able to get 375 of that last bauble. It is what it is. And I think next episode, guys, that'll probably be our final episode for this TBC journey, or our Outland journey in Wrath of the Lich King, I should say. But I think we'll probably get 2.5 bars from just questing in Shadowy Valley. What they got over here? Bell Iron Deposit. Should make a little bit of coin off of that. Am I protecting the mines? Oh, we pull another one? Oh wow, we pulled 2. How about that? Alright, so let's find a spot here in Zangermarsh. Maybe we'll look for like a boat. One of these Lost One boats. See if there's any around here. Oh, there's one. Can hang out in here. Do a little bit of fishing. Oops. And, yeah, we'll probably do the same thing. I'm just gonna start, like, a new playthrough. Like, not a new playthrough, but a new playlist. And we'll start from episode 1 for the Northern Journey. This boat's almost like a little dock that they made. Nice little fishing dock. A canoe. It looks like a canoe. Sangermarsh is a really peaceful zone. I think it's just because of the color blue. Like everything's blue. I always thought blue was like a peaceful color. And we're going to get to compete in a weekend tournament for fishing. We'll give it a try. We're probably going to get ganked like we did in Zankermarsh. But we'll check out the Kalawak Fishing Derby one of these weekends. That'll be fun. I hope. There's a lot of alliance on this server. And Kalawak will probably be pretty rough because everyone will be, you know, flying in Northern at like 280 or 300 speed. So it's going to be tough to get away from anybody. At least in Stranglethorn Vale I could, you know, mount up and run away. And they couldn't, like, hop on a flying mount and catch me in, like, seconds. But we'll give it a try. We'll check it out. I remember when I did the Stranglethorn fishing tournament. I honestly thought it was going to be a little bit more chill. I didn't think so many people would, you know, partake in it, but it was packed. There was like at least like 30 of us like in that fishing tournament. And there was a lot of fights going on. I think this one guy had like his guild helping him win. Like if they seen any horde, they would just, you know, kill them. And maybe if there was other alliance, they would maybe try to I don't know how you could stop them, but maybe stand on their on this, you know, on the hook here or the bobble, make it hard for them to catch the fish. Who knows? They were just pretty much griefing. That's any MMO, you know, you're gonna get griefers. Especially on a PvP server. And I kind of like that. I like the PvP style of game for MMOs. Just because it adds a little random element of chaos that you sometimes can't predict. I will admit, though, PvE servers, they feel more like an RPG. Like a role-playing game. Alright, guys, one more level. And we will be 375 fishing. Master Fisherman of Outland. I don't know how many fish we've caught. Probably hundreds. I wouldn't say over 1,000, though. And there we go. 375, guys. Alright. Well, that is going to be the end of today's episode. Next episode, we will be in Shadowmoon Valley, and we'll continue the quest chain there that we were doing with Oronok Tornheart. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.